Okay, so welcome back with the L2S Formula 2 Esports League. It is round 9 of the World Championship for the Formula 2 series, and it's going to be at Spa for the Belgium Grand Prix today. Should be quite an interesting race. So we're going to get straight into our one-shot qualifying and then into the feature race, 50%. And after that, we're just going to go straight to the 50% sprint race. So let's just give everyone a second there to get their setups in. And let's see who is going to be starting on pole for this race. Should be quite an interesting qualifying to see how many drivers do get around the track without invalidating their one lap, one chance they have at actually making a qualifying time here. So let's just have a look and see how that's going to end out for them. And by default we got stuck with official B2M here. Let's see, he usually tries to get it on pole and he's usually there, so let's see if he's actually able to keep it on pole, as we're going to follow with him on a lap around Spa, which is quite an interesting lap, a little longer than most of the other circuits, and a lot of elevation changes on this track, so it's always quite interesting to see how drivers tend to handle with the cars, especially with the F2 cars. It is quite a bit different than the F1 cars. So let's see what tires everyone currently is running. It looks like we just got about 32 drivers running on the mediums, and Scientist is already out of the session for qualifying here, and Box got disqualified as well. Let's see how many drivers. We got a full grid of 20 drivers, which is always exciting to see. So let's see if everyone is going to be finishing the race. We're going to focus on the feature race first at least, and let's get maybe, I don't think we need much stats on screen for this. Maybe just a lap time, and let's leave it at that to see how he finishes this lap. Alright, and there it does seem official B2M is taking the fastest lap so far. So let's see, he just did a 155.917 with Ian. Yes, in second there with a 155.990. Sorry, yes, so just about a few hundreds off of each other. And let's see if that's gonna stay as it is, as I think that's it. I think just Hungry Pigeon is the only driver left to finish his lap, which I don't think he's going to get the best time in. So from 155s going all the way down to 2 minutes 6 seconds. Not too bad lap times. We got some pretty good competitive lap times in here, and official B2M seems to be starting on pole as it would be, and Ian might be in second, but we're going to just wait for that result as it's coming up now. And there it is, starting grid for our Belgian Grand Prix. It's going to be official B2M on pole. Ian starts on the front row with him in P2. Lando goes P3. We got Infamous on P4. Royal Harvey goes P5. We got Ace Kings in 6. John Banter 7. Slayer in 8. And we got Voltex King in 9. Daycona goes 10th. Hungry Pigeon 11th. Bollocks goes 12th. Mitzi 13. And we got J Sarge in 14. Angry Orange down there disqualified 15th. I usually expect a good time from him. Frenzy there 16th. We got Josh 17th. Beer usually has a very good time in this session. 18th, he's going to be starting. Scientist there 19th, and Spooner in 20. So that is the starting grid as is going to be for the start of the feature race for Formula 2 Belgium Grand Prix. So it should be quite interesting. I think we're just gonna, hopefully the loading time is starting to improve on this game. I have no idea. I've actually forgot. I tried to I think we're about to get started. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So it does seem like it's going to be a bit of a wet start, as I can see some drizzles just coming in here right now. So it looks like we might be starting on the mediums. Sorry, on the intermediates. I'm not sure, but I think most cars might just go on the dry if it hasn't gotten wet on track as yet. It depends on how these guys have selected their setups. Let's see what's going to be happening, as we can't see the cars on track fully as yet to see what tires everyone has chosen to start on, if they're starting on the dry tires or not. It just seems to have started raining maybe just a few minutes now, so I don't think the track is fully wet as yet, but if it does get wet enough by the end of lap 1, we might have a very busy pit lane between the first 3 laps maybe. Let's see how that's gonna go for the start, as we're just about to get started here, as everyone is selecting their race setups right now. And I think that's it. That's 5 lights out, and it looks like we're starting on full wets. As everyone gets started now, we got cars going all over the track at the moment. Going into turn 1, let's see who gets a better go. Official B2M gets through pretty well. Lando gets up into second, gets past Ian. He's down into P3, getting back up into P2 now. And does get it back. Lando now in P4 chasing, has company beside him. That's Infamous trying to get ahead. And let's see if everyone gets through here pretty decently at least. No incidents detected so far, just one penalty there for John Banter down in the midfield. Slayer is out of the session though. What has happened to him, we're not sure as yet. And he did have an incident just before going into turn 3 down at the back there. So we have a virtual safety car for that incident, and we're just going to get a bit of stat on screen as we don't need too much of it. Probably going to take that off. I don't think we need that. And let's see what tires look. Those are position changes. So top 4 cars did not change positions. No one's taking a stop as yet, where everyone's on the wet. Penalties, 10 seconds of penalties for John Banter. There was definitely a serious incident he was involved in. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the Slayer there, but we'll probably have that in the report room later on in this after the race. So anyway, let's continue on for our 50% feature race. It's going to be 13 laps. We're on lap 1 going at the moment. Quite an interesting start. I think everyone got off pretty well except for the Slayer there. I think he was involved in an incident with another car. I'm not sure who that car was. Being John Banter has that 10-second penalty, it could be he was the one involved in that, but we're not 100% sure about this, as we're now back racing. And there seems to be some position changes down at the back here. Now let's have a look at what's happening, as the guys out front seem to be getting by pretty well. And we got Beer and I think Daycona trying to go ahead here, as Beer is just behind, getting by now up into 11 and trying to go past Daycona now, who is in 10. They're going side by side, and let's see if Daycona can actually hold him off here or not, as he's trying to take over the racing line and keep him behind for now. Beer might have to be a little bit careful with conditions as they are. It's not entirely 100% grip on track starting on these tires here. So and they're kind of getting into it just a little bit. Oh, and we got someone retiring from the session. That's Voltex King. They're retiring in 19 there now, so he's out of the session. Not sure why he's retired. He's way down there in sector 2, just before the entrance of sector 3, as Beer gets into 10th now, ahead of Daycona. I think someone might have spun around just a bit down at the back there. And let's have a look out front coming down the field as they are at the moment. So we got Official B2. I'm still leading this race. Ian is still there in P2 going, and Infamous in P3. We got Ace Kings there. He's P4, and just behind, about half a second behind him, is Landobot in P5, and that might be quite an interesting battle. Oh, and we got a car off track. I'm not sure whose car that is at the moment. We'll have a look at that in just a second. Let's see what's on with Landobot here. He's just behind Ace Kings going, but is on the threat. Oh, and it was Ian's car that had that bit of incident. He seems to be losing grip somehow here. Not sure if his car has taken any damage. He's now down into 6, losing quite a few positions. Royal Harvey getting up into P5 in front of him there now. He's going to have to try and work his way back up. We're trying to have a look to see. He does have some damage on that car. That right end plate is missing off the front wing. Might have a little bit more damage than that actually, if he did tap the wall a little too much. I'm not sure how that actually happened. If it was just a racing incident, or if he did come in contact with another car. There was a slight gap between him and other cars around, so we're not entirely sure how that's end up happening. And let's see, he's going to try and get past Royal Harvey here. Infamous takes a penalty out front. He's in P2 right now. With Ian down there in P6. So Ace Kings goes up P3, Lando back up to P4. Royal Harvey is running in P5 right now, on the threat though of getting passed by Ian here. But of course, Ian with a broken front wing. Let's see what he chooses to do, if he's going to repair that or he's just going to continue driving with it, depending on how severe that damage is. And he's continuing with it. We got official P2 and fastest lap, 2 minutes 14 seconds around Spa here in a Formula 2 car for race pace time so far. So it's been a quite interesting start. We got 2 drivers out. The Slayer went out on lap 1, and we had Bultex King there. He went out on lap 2, I think that was. And let's see, Ian trying to pull to the side. He might be trying to get a good go through this section of the track, as Spooner gets a 5-second penalty for exceeding track limits there. Out in front I have, and just seems like Ian seems to be slowing down a little more than I would like to see him slow down. We got official P2 still leading the race. He is now 3.1 seconds ahead of Ace Kings out in front. Infamous running in P3, 1.3 seconds behind Ace. And Landobot still in P4, Royal Harvey still P5, Ian still P6. Mitzi up to P7 there right now. Hungry Pigeon up to P8. Beer running in P9 right now. He's got up a few positions since the start of this race. Actually, quite a few positions. Actually, he started way down at the back. Scientist as well up to P10 right now. And Beer getting up to P8 here. He's getting past Hungry Pigeon there. He is up into P8. Oh, Hungry Pigeon is trying to come back at him right now. Going back to P8. And let's see if Beer is able to take it back once again, as he's gonna continue trying to do it. He's just about 0.3 of a second, quarter of a second behind, and we have contact with each other. Beer goes into the rear of Hungry Pigeon's car. There doesn't seem to be any damage off of that collision there. Just might have been maybe a minor tap. I'm not sure if Beer took any damage off of that. He does seem to be missing a right end plate though. Yes, he is, and he's still continuing on, going up into P8, gets passed back. Hungry Pigeon puts him down to P9, and he's gonna continue. He's still under threat from Hungry Pigeon here though, as he's still behind, less than quarter of a second behind. Let's see if he's able to get a move back done. He doesn't have any damage on his car. Hopefully he didn't take any damage on the rear with that minor tap that Beer did give him, and does seem to be losing a few tenths as we're moving by the second here. Out front I got Landobot getting very close to Infamous here. Might be trying for a move on the outside, and goes for it in the final chicane. Let's see if he's gonna try. No, and Lando goes for it. Infamous goes a bit wide there, and we already got some pit stops happening here. So we got Lando now leading the race. Official B2M is in the pits with quite a few drivers behind him. So quite a busy pit lane we have here right now, as we're trying to have a look. At least half of the grid are taking pit stops right now. Actually, a little more than half of the grid taking their pit stops right now. Landobot now leads the race. Infamous running in second now, going behind him. And Dikuna takes over for P3. Official P2M. Let's see where he's coming out. Oh, and we got Dikuna having some serious problems there. He's just lost a major chunk of his front wing. So that's going to be a serious problem. He's definitely going to have to take a pit stop going around on the next occasion to the pit entrance there. Let's see who's taking over for P4. We got Jay Sarge taking P4 with Ace Kings going just behind him in P5. Mitzi running just behind in P6. And behind that comes official B2 and P7 with Hungry Orange 1.8 seconds behind. And we got Beer going back down into 11th right now. Let's see, J-Star seems to be doing purple sector 1s at the moment. And let's see how he continues on, as gap to the car in front is not that much, actually, just under a second, which is Dikuna, which has some severe damage. So that explains a lot here right now, as it's going to be quite easy for J-Sarge to go ahead up into P3, Dikuna falling down to P4. So we're going to expect Dikuna to be losing quite a few positions here, as he's driving with a heavily damaged front wing at the moment. Still trying to keep it on track as much as he can to get by. And I don't think he's getting in anyone's way. So he's doing some excellent driving, just safely getting that car around and getting it back into the pit lanes to get that front wing change. Let's see what other close gaps we got going here at the moment. So Ace Kings is now just about getting to half a second behind JSRs. We're getting on board with Ace Kings here right now. Let's see how close he's able to get in terms of trying to look for a gap to get an overtake done on JSRs. We still got Lando. Oh, Lando is now in the pits. Infamous as well into the pits. JSRs will be taking over the lead of this race here right now. Let's see if he has enough time before those guys get out the pits. And yes, he does, as he's going around into turn 1 right now. Now leads the Belgium Grand Prix, and Ace Kings takes over P2. We're on lap 5 going right now, just almost to that halfway point of the race. And now we got official P2, and he is coming there in P3. Just did a purple sector 3, and he's going to run. Let's see if he's going to get a fastest lap on this occasion as he goes across for this lap as he's on here right now. Seems to be getting by pretty well. He's about 7.9 seconds behind Ace Kings, who's currently chasing down Jay Sarge, and it seems Ace Kings might have just gotten a purple sector 1, so quite a bit of competition in this race with our 20 drivers who started. Oh, and Spooner is out with the race. I've actually just noticed that. So 17 drivers now remain in the session, so still quite a large number of drivers in here. A lot more yet to come to happen, and let's see how we're gonna finish for the feature race. So we still got J Sarge leading now, Ace Kings just behind him under a second, trying to catch up. Official P2 is 7.5 seconds behind Ace Kings there. He's running P3, and J Sarge gets his first penalty there under a bit of pressure from Ace Kings right now. Ian now running back up into P4 after taking his stop. We got Scientist up into P5. Beer running to P6 right now, and he's trying to get by Scientist. Let's see, right on the rear of Scientist's car. Let's see if he's able to get by. Scientist is all over the track right now, just trying to prevent Beer from getting by. He's trying to go on the outside of this turn. Not enough room actually to go on as yet, so he's going to have to just hold it on for just a bit. Maybe until he gets to a bit of a portion on this track to have a good go at Scientist's car here. As we can see, we still got about 2 drivers on the wet tires right now, and the track has dried out quite a bit. So I'm assuming they will be switching over to those medium tires pretty soon to go on straight on to the end of the race with. Alright, so here we go. I think Beer should be trying to get a move done on the outside of Scientist right now. Let's see if he's able to get this done as he's taken that risk, gone around the long way and gotten it done. Scientist is now down into P6. This moves Beer up to P5, and they're still going to go through. Let's see if Scientist is able to catch up and maybe get the position back, as he does seem to be losing a few tenths already, about 6 tenths behind. I got Ace still chasing down J Sarge out front, still trying to put him under as much pressure as he can. Alright, so let's see who else we're running with. So we got quite a few penalties handed out in this race so far. So JSR still leads, Ace King still in second, official B2. I'm running 5.5 seconds. He's gained about a second off his time from Ace King's here right now, trying to catch up to him. Ian about 10 seconds behind official B2M. He's has quite a way to catch up if he wants to finish on the podium here. And we got Beer there running in P5 right now. He's trying to work his way up the field at the moment. Scientist running P6. He's still under a second though behind Beer, so still trying to catch up. Let's see if he's able to get that done. See if he's actually able to keep this gap under a second, then he's keeping the battle alive here, and he seems to be gaining about 2 tenths already, as official P2 now gets the fastest lap though. But still, Scientist still keeping on in that 1 second range and has the gap down to about half a second right now. It might be going and coming for just a bit, but still quite an interesting race going so far. Bollocks there, 14 seconds behind Scientist, running in 7th. He has a bit of time to catch up. Has about just maybe a minor bit of breathing room behind him with Frenzy there, 4.8 seconds behind in 8th. John Banter running just half a second behind that, and so is Mitzi. Hungry Pigeon there in 11th. He's about 1.8 seconds behind there. So remember guys, when we do finish the feature race, we get straight into the sprint race, which is going to be a reverse top 10 start for that grid. So it's going to be quite vital to keep in the top 10 for this race session here. I got Ace King still trying to keep under half a second at least right now behind Jay Sarge, still trying to challenge him for the race here. Oh, and Beer gets his first penalty there now. That's definitely going to come into play coming down to the end of the race. Decona just under a second, trying to get under a second behind Angry Orange there in P13. I got Landabat, he is falling down to P17 right now, so is Harvey down to P16. And got Josh there in 15th. He's about half a second behind Decona. Just gonna probably try and challenge him pretty soon, as we got Ace King getting very close now to J Sarge here. They come around that corner there, and let's see if this is gonna be a challenge for the lead of the race between the two of them. I'm gonna go on board with Ace King right now. J Sarge is trying to defend as much as he can. We got Ace King trying to take it on the outside. Let's see if he's gonna be able to get this done. J Sarge trying to come back. Oh, a bit of minor contact between both of their cars with the front wheels touching on the inside. I don't think any damage came off of that, but did affect Ace Kings. He's now down into P3, lost the position to official B2M, who is now up into P2 there. Ace Kings down into P3, so he's going to be chasing now official B2M, try to get that position back if he can. I think official B2M might be quite happy with that collision that the two of them had. A bit minor, but it does cause incidents like this sometimes. Of course, hopefully no damage to their cars. We got Hungry Pigeon trying to get past right now. And let's see, I think he's gotten past Frenzy there now. And Frenzy's on the threat from Infamous, who's running in 12 of getting by here right now. Let's see, he might be trying to take, let's see if Infamous is going to go on the inside or outside. He seems to be taking the inside at the moment and goes around. Gets up into 11, that puts Frenzy down into 12 now. And Angry Orange coming just behind there in 13. He's going to be trying a challenge for a position here as well, as everyone wants to get up into that top 10 spots. We get Angry Orange just behind, 0.2 of a second behind. And running, and he's about to go side by side with Frenzy, and let's see, he should be getting by. Has the inside on the turn and does with a little late braking actually helps, and gets by up into P12, puts Frenzy down to P13. Infamous is going to be his next target here. Landobot doing a 157.8 here at Spa, and he is currently running in 17, so he's desperately trying to work his way back up the field right now. I think the tire strategy is what basically got some of these guys off here, so let's see if they're able to make a recovery off of that. J Sarge still leads this race. Official B2M still running in second right now. He has just about a 2-second gap to catch up to J Sarge though, who has a penalty. Official B2M, of course, with no penalties there, is in a pretty good spot of winning this race if it all continues as is with that minor gap, and I don't think it's going to be enough for him. He's going to try and challenge J Sarge for the lead of the race and try to get up. We got Infamous getting very close to Hungry Pigeon, who's also getting very close to John Banter there in 9th. So a pretty good battle going on between these three, and of course we got Angry Orange coming just about a second behind them, so he's going to try and challenge as well as they go side by side there. Hungry Pigeon and think John Banter, they're both going at it, and let's see, someone has gotten off track just a bit, and let's see who's gotten by. So Infamous up into 9th, Hungry Pigeon in 10th, Angry Orange in 11th. John Banter falls down to 12th position there now. Lost quite a few positions, going a bit wide of the final chicane there, so not too good of an ending for him off of that battle, but he's gonna have to try and get it back again, as official B2M is now 1.5 seconds behind J Sarge, who leads the race out front. still following on with these guys. We still got Infamous, Angry Orange, Hungry Pigeon, and John Banter, as well as Josh there, all pretty close together, even with Frenzy and the corner coming just behind them. It's another battle going on for just fighting for positions. We got Royal Harvey out of this race, and where has he gone off? I'm not 100% sure as yet, as it might be actually I'm not sure if he's just retiring in the pits or not. I think he might have just retired in the pits. So that is 4 drivers out of the race. We're left with 16 drivers in and still going. We're on lap 9 and going on right now, as we're trying to follow with let's see, with Josh here. He's pretty close to John Banter. Let's see if he's able to get a position up. We got official B2M now just about half a second behind Jay Sarge. So this is going to be a challenge for the lead of the Belgium Grand Prix. And let's see if official B2M is able to get this done. Right almost up to the rear of Jay Sarge's car. And Jay Sarge under some severe pressure right now. Official B2M taking his first penalty now, trying to even it out, I guess, there. And let's see how this continues onwards. As we're following on with official B2M right now, Jay Sarge is going to have to defend heavily to keep the lead of the race for maybe just 3 more laps if he can, just to win this, as they might be on an even playing field with the penalties. But that is official B2M going by side actually with Jay Sarge. Let's see who comes out of this one in front, as he does have the inside. He might have a go on it here, and official B2M moves up into P1, pushes Jay Sarge down into P2 right now. Still on the podium though, but I still think he wasn't ready to give up the lead of the race here. He might be trying to get it back. Let's have a look on board with Jay Sarge right now. Either way, Jay Sarge is going to have to try and just work at it here, because he does have Ace Kings 4 seconds behind him without any penalties. So he's in as a great risk of actually losing P2 for this race as well if that gap starts to go down. So he's going to have to maintain that gap of 4 seconds. And I think it's just about 3. So let's have a look at penalties as they are at the moment here. Oh, and he does have 6 seconds of penalty, so that's going to affect him. He's definitely losing out on P2. He still will finish on the podium though, but will be on P3. Ace Kings will move up into P2 there. And I think official B2M is in a safe spot. He might actually be able to keep it right there and still take the win of the race. But that's going to be a little dependent here on how these gaps play out in the next 3 laps. Anything can happen. So we're going to keep an eye on that as we're going down to Ian right now, who's just about 4 tenths behind Bollocks there and trying to get by. Let's see what's happening on this occasion with them. Bollocks there, of course, having no penalties. Ian right on the rear of his car, and hopefully this ends pretty well for either one of them, or for both of them. Getting on board with Ian MC right now. Let's see how close he can get to Bollocks. Running in P6. It's 1 more position up, but it's a little bit of points for the championship right now. And he's taking the inside on the final chicane and going through, and gets it done actually quite easily without any contact between the 2 cars. So quite cleanly done. Good job on Ian's side there. He's now going to try and chase after Scientist running ahead in P5, but of course that's about a 14, almost a 15-second gap. But you can always just hope for the driver in front of you to just make some sort of error, and you get to capitalize on that. And hopefully for his sake that's going to happen, and maybe getting off the P5. But Scientist running quite a bit ahead, even with a penalty though. That's going to play out quite differently, but let's have a look on how that goes. Official B2M building a gap. He's now 1.8 seconds ahead of Jay Sarge, and Jay Sarge still at just about the 4 seconds ahead. He's lost a tenth actually to Ace Kings down there in P3. Beer running P4 right now. He's gained quite a lot of positions in this race. So has Scientist there. We're going to have a look on how position changes have gained since the race started, maybe just a half a lap times or so, as we don't have a lot of time left on this feature race here at Spa. Bollocks is still under a second behind. He's about to lose that second gap, and it's going over now and continuing on. We got Hungry Pigeon there. He is running just behind Josh, who is currently in 11th. Let's see if these two are going to challenge each other for a position here. Official P2M working pretty hard out front. Even with the penalty, he's trying to improve himself and just get a better gap of Jay Sarge. Jay Sarge lost another 10 to Ace Kings and trying to get it back right now. Every thousandths of a second is going to count here in terms of these penalties, just to make sure you don't lose a position or two. And Beer in P4, he might be finishing right there with his penalty. We're going to have a look at that when it comes down to the end. Either way, we're already on lap 12 and going, so just about 1 to 1.5 lap more to go here. That's another penalty for Hungry Pigeon here, as he's desperately trying to catch up to Josh. Lost a bit of time now, is 1.5 seconds behind, sorry. Mitzi there, under a second. Haven't spoken too much about him. Josh pretty well. He is behind Bollocks and going. Under a second now. Let's see if he's able to actually get a one position up maybe in the next lap and a half time. As we're going to follow with him for just a bit. He's trying to keep it about 7 tenths behind, trying to improve on that time if he can. They all have penalties at the moment, except for Bollocks. They're Bollocks. And let's see who else. It's Ace King. There are only 2 drivers right now without any penalties in this race. And that is Mitzi doing a purple sector 1, so he's doing some pretty good lap times at the moment, I would assume here then. And let's see if he's able, trying to get a gap to go on Bollocks here, getting very close up to the rear of his car, going side by side. Let's see, he is trying to take the inside and gets it done pretty cleanly. No contact between the 2 cars, which is what we like to see. A very clean overtake, very close overtake, but still very cleanly done. Up into P7 goes Mitzi there. He needs to get a gap going here now because of the penalty he has if he wants to keep P7. Bollocks down to P8. He's still about half a second behind. He's going to want to try and catch up as much as he can here. Official B2M out front. He's about a 3 point, well, let's put a 4.1 seconds off on lead of J Sarge right now. And J Sarge lost maybe about 3 to 4 tenths right now from Ace Kings there. Beer trying to save some time right now. He's maybe gained about 2 seconds off of Ace King trying to catch up, but he still has a long way to go, and we're already on the final lap of the Belgium Grand Prix for the feature race for our Formula 2 series with L2S Esports League on the F2 championship here. We still got Ace King and Bollocks, only 2 drivers without any penalties. As they go over the line, we're going to go and follow off with Official B2M out in front. He's still running in Sector 2 though. So let's see if any other close gaps are going down here at the moment. We're going to go follow with him for just a bit and maybe just keep our eye on the field as they go along. So he's got a gap of about 5 seconds now off of J Sarge. Has run a pretty incredible race. Let's see what position changes look like here. So Beer and Scientist both gained 14 positions in this race. Might be a little close between the 2 of them for giving somebody driver of the day there, but let's see what that ends to. And we got J Sarge gained 12 positions up into the podium there. Might be still be finishing P3, so still quite an incredible drive from these 3, getting so many positions up. And Official B2 maintaining, the only driver to maintain his position from the race start, starting on pole, is probably going to be finishing on pole, and definitely is, with a gap of 5.7 seconds as he goes around the final chicane here right now, gets onto that pit straight and is going to go across the line and takes the win for the Belgium Grand Prix. So congratulations to Official B2 taking the win. J Sarge coming around in second, but might not be able to hold on to it. Let's see if he does. Finishes second across the line, and Ace Kings goes into second, taking it away because of the penalty. J Sarge is down to P3. We got Beer coming around the final chicane. Now he is going to go for P4. Remember, I didn't take a close look at the penalty, so we're going to have a few positions switching down the field here, as almost everyone has a penalty except for, I think, Bollocks' next car without any penalties. So that is Beer into P4. We're on board with Scientist here right now, coming around for P5, and does get it. Ian goes P6. We have Meaty coming around. He should be going P7, and he does. We got Infamous going across 8. We got Bollocks moving up into 7 because he has no penalties. Angry Orange down into 8. Meaty into 9. And we got Infamous taking 10th right now. That's our top 10 there. Josh going 11. We got Hungry Pigeon. He's going 12. We got John Banter coming for 13. Going across the line right now. Frenzy there going across for 14. Deacona is going to be taking 15. And then we got Landobot going 16. Unfortunately, Royal Harvey, Spooner, Bulldexing, and the Slayer are not able to finish the feature race for the Belgium Grand Prix, where that's not going to be too much of an issue. We have another race for them to still be taking part of, so we're going to get straight into the sprint race, 50% sprint race with a top 10 reverse grid start for that race. It should be quite interesting to see how that one works out. And let's see if official B2M can take another pole position there. Jay Sart still finishing on the podium, so still a good race for him. Beer and Scientist gaining the most positions in the race. So good job on their end as well for getting all the way up there, fighting their way through the field from the start to the finish of the race. And driver of the day goes to Beer. Congratulations to him. So Jay Sarge, Beer, all of these guys driving pretty well in the race. Let's see our I think our finishing grid should stay the same as it was. No additional changes unless anything's reported in report room later on. Let's see about that. Alright, so there we have it. Official B2M takes pole position for MP Motorsport. We got Ace finishing in second. Jay Sarge goes final place on the podium for P3. Beer takes it for P4. We got Scientist in P5. Ian 6. Bollocks is 7. Angry Orange in 8. Mitzi in 9. Infamous takes 10th. And Josh then goes in 11. Frenzy 12. Hungry Pigeon in 13. John Banter 14. Decona there 15. Lando Bot in 16. And we got Royal Harvey 17. Spooner 18. Bultex King 19. And Mr. Slayer there in 20th position, out on lap 1. Did not get to finish that race, unfortunately. Didn't even get to finish a lap. Hopefully he gets to finish the sprint race coming right up just after this, as soon as that next 15 seconds end. We're going to get straight into that. So that was quite an exciting race at Spa. Always a good race at Spa. It's always a fun track to drive. But we're going to just wait a bit, just give these guys a bit of time so they can get us everything set up for the second race. Alright guys, in just about 15 seconds we will be ready to go for our sprint race here. Everyone is just about getting their setups locked in and yes, race strategy set up so we can get going. This is going to be a dry one, a dry start, so it should be quite interesting. Alright, there the lights are starting to go. That is 5 lights on and lights out. Here we go. Angry Orange starting on pole. Let's see if Bollocks can get a go on him going into turn 1. Does already get a good start. So Bollocks up into P1 already, getting around Angry Orange down, trying to get it back. And let's see if he does get back. No, he does not. Trying to go side by side. Oh, we got a bit of contact down at the back. Someone's into the wall. Trying to have a look, but it's just cars are going way too fast right now, so we're not going to be able to get down at the back enough in time. As quite a few cars try to go through that section. That's quite dangerous. You have quite a few cars going wide, and everyone seems to have gotten through pretty well for the first few corners. And let's have a look out front and see what's happening down there. Oh, and we got a bit of contact. Angry Orange spinning it out, touching Box's car there, so he is falling way down the order. Oh, and there goes the Kuna. He's lost it with a minor contact with someone else there as well. We didn't get to see who exactly that was with. On the replay, we'll probably have a look at that. As we got Bollocks still leading this race. Ian running up into P2 at the moment, just about 2 tenths behind. And Beer running in P3. Got J Sarge currently running P4. Ace Kings running 5th. Scientist 6th. Official B2M in 7. Meet C8. Spooner 9th. Hungry Pigeon in 10th. Infamous in 11. Landobot currently in 12. Got Infamous going up to 10th now. Hungry Pigeon down to 11. That's switching up a bit. We got Bollocks and Ian challenging each other. Ian up into P1, leading the race now. Bollocks loses that lead. Yeah, we got Beer and Jay Sarge fighting it out down at the back here as well. Let's see if who's going to come out that one. We see Beer is going to keep it in P3 at least for now. So still quite a close gap, quite an interesting, more of an interesting start for our sprint race here. Quite a bit of incidents happening. Of course, no one out of the race as yet. We're yet to finish the first lap of this race. It's only going to be 9 laps for the 50% for sprint race. So it's going to be everyone pushing as hard as they can. Oh, and we have a spin happening. That is Beer losing it there. I don't think he took any damage, but trying to get overtake, done some minor contact. And he's getting through and getting back into the race there again, up into P7 and going. We got Ace Kings, he's still about 4/10 just behind Scientist's car, so he's still going to be chasing down 0.4 of a second. Not a big gap, but still hard to get by, even with such a gap. We got Infamous, he's about 0.3 of a second behind Landobot, running in 10th. And we got Frenzy, he's very close to getting by there right now. Let's have a look what's going down in the midfield, down at the back, as everyone is still bunched up close together. And Bollocks is about to get by Ace Kings there, I believe. Let's see if he's able to go side by side with him. Now he's going to have to hold it back there for now as they go through. It's quite going to be a difficult section of the track to overtake on. And there goes Bollocks off the track. He barely keeps it out of the wall and gets back on track now. Hopefully no damage on his car. I don't think he touched the wall there, but definitely losing a lot of positions. Quite a few drivers who started way out front are losing positions. Ian still eagerly leading this race and definitely doesn't want to be losing that. He's 1.6 seconds ahead of J Sar. Scientists there now running in P3. And we got Ace Kings just behind him, right up to the rear of his car in P4. He's trying to challenge for a podium position here. He knows there's not a lot of time left in the race, even though we just started. It's only on lap 2, heading into lap 3 pretty soon. But with only 9 laps on this race, it's going to be better to get positions up as early as you can, as Beer is trying to get back up here. He's running P6 right now, and he is trying to follow along with Official B2. He's currently running P5, trying to get a gap to go on here, and is trying to go side by side with him. Let's see if that's going to end well or not. Still behind, right up to the rear, might be tapping his car a bit and pushes Official B2 a little bit off track. Actually not really pushing him, but Official B2 just going a bit wide, and he stays behind as Ace King and Scientists are fighting it out in front, as we can have a look from Beer's car here. Let's have a look at what's happening with these two, with Scientists and Ace King. This go along with it, and Official B2 and Beer are going to fight it out behind there as well. So quite a lot of battles on track, as Royal Harvey is trying to get by Hungry Pigeon there right now. Quite a close gaps with those two. Ace King and Beer switching positions, so let's see what's happening here. Scientist P3, Official B2 gets up P4, Beer running P5, Ace King down to P6 at the moment. He's still trying to get up. These four are definitely challenging for at least for P2 or P3 here right now. So we got Official B2M, Scientist and Beer all trying to get by. This is quite a dangerous one. Everyone's slowing down just a bit just to keep it safe, I would assume there. Scientist and Ace King gonna find out down at the back as Beer takes it on the inside of Official B2. I'm trying to get by up into P3 right now. They're still going side by side and go around. J Sarge is gonna be the next target with either one of them getting by here. Official B2, I'm just about quarter of a second behind Beer though, and still trying to get up and get up to the next position, as Ace King is trying to get by Official B2. And right now they keep on switching and going around out front here, as quite a few battles are going on down there in the midfield as well. Scientist down to P5 right now. He's trying to fight it out with Ace Kings to try and get up back into P4. Official B2M down to P6 at the moment. He's going to try and get back up here as fast as he can, as he's right behind Scientist's car right now. I'm going to focus on Scientist's car just to keep an eye on the battle as it's going. This could potentially end in a very bad way for maybe one or two or maybe all three of these drivers here, as if they're not careful on this. But everyone seems to be driving pretty well so far. Quite a close gap with Infamous and Royal Harvey down there in 8th and 9th as well. We're on lap 3 going. Just so much action happening since from the start of this race. Botex King is out of the race. He's retired from it. Not sure if he's retired in the pits. No, he's not. He's in sector 2 off the track there. Something has happened down at the back. That might be just a yellow flag, as it's clear at the moment. Hopefully the marshals can get that cleared before all the cars get down there, which is not going to be very long. Maybe in just about 30 seconds time we'll be getting to that portion of the track. And I think our closest gap is right here with Official B2M Ace Kings and Scientists, and Mitzi trying to catch her back there right now. Ian continues to lead this race. He's 3.2 seconds ahead of Jay Sarge, who's running in second. Beer is another 2.5 seconds behind, as we got who's getting closer. I think it's official P2M and Ace Kings getting very close together. And let's see, a few tenths lost and gained as we go along. We do have some damaged cars as well. We got official P2M. He's lost a right end plate right now, so taking that damage, I'm quite sure he's not going to be even concerned about that right now. He's going to continue on and keep this going. Yeah, Scientist getting very close to official P2M right now. He's definitely going to try and challenge him. Official P2M seems to be having a very difficult time on this sprint race, trying to get up into P1 right now. He's worked his way up to P5 and still going. Of course, Ian, J, Sarge, and Beer are a little way out there right now. Everyone starts to seem to be increasing their gap just a bit. Alright, let's switch it on down to Landobot there in P10, who's currently chasing Royal Harvey right now. Mitzi getting very close to Infamous, and let's see if he's able to get by. Definitely going side by side. I might take it on the outside, but you think he's getting by pretty cleanly. And gets up into P7, Infamous down into P8. Let's see if he's able to get it back, as he just keeps it behind Mitzi for now, just to be on the safe side. Might try to take it on the inside here. No, he does not. Holds it to P8 for now at least. Scientist there getting very close, going side by side with official P2M. Gets up into P5, and let's see if he's able to keep it. Does keep it for now, so not a bad overtake move. I don't think anyone took any damage off of that. Official P2M seems to be struggling with his damaged front wing, but still be getting there. Still trying to challenge Scientist here. Mitzi is going to be coming up to him pretty shortly, 2.7 seconds behind. Most of our grid down from 10th all the way down have gotten penalties there. Deacon are surprisingly running all the way down in P19 right now. Angry Orange down in P13. And I think someone seems to be switching positions. We got Infamous getting very close to someone. Let's see what's happening. So a four-way battle going on down at the back here between Royal Harvey, Infamous, Landobot. Maybe Mitzi here getting in on this as well. Now this might not end well for someone. Oh, and there we have it. Someone is off track. And let's see if that's going to be a VSC or not. I'm not even sure if that car is in the way. And that's Mitzi out of the race there. We still got Landobot and Infamous going at it here. I don't think either of them has any damage at the moment. They're still going to fight it out for P7. Let's see who gets this. Beer is up into P2. Ian falls down to P3 right now. I'm not sure if he took a pit stop for that or not, or he just lost the position. J Sarge now leads the race, and Beer is about quarter of a second just behind J Sarge, trying to fight for the lead there right now. Ian down to P3, led the race from the start coming down to here. Oh, and someone loses the rear end of their car. That was I think Royal Harvey maybe there. But he's lost a bit of time from that battle out front. Beer is now leading the race, takes over the lead from J Sarge. Let's have a look what's happening out front here, as J Sarge might be trying to get it back. Not sure if he's going to be able to do that though. Ian down back into P3, trying to catch her back again here. And let's see if he's able to get that done. We got Scientist getting very close to official B2M. Might not be able to get a move done right away, but he's going to look for a gap to go on lap 6 and going. And that's a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. So that's Mitzi and Voltex King out of the race. 18 drivers remain. We lost about 4 or 5 drivers in the last race there for the feature race. Let's see how many drivers are able to finish. And Angry Orange is out of this session. Safety car for that incident might be quite a major one. I'm not sure where that happened on track as yet. Actually, I have no idea where that happened on track. I think we're seeing it there now. Someone is about to come up to it. Let's have a look if we can see. I think it's Frenzy coming up to that. His car has already disappeared from the track, so we can't get to see what happened there. Unfortunately, but we're under a safety car here. So that is going to be on for just a bit before we can get back racing. On lap 6 of 9 though, so how many laps of racing are going to be left with a safety car happening right now? Not sure how long it's going to take to clear that off. Spoon is out of the session as well, so that's 4 drivers out, and Deacon moves up. We should be moving up into P16. That Ian very close to the Sarge. Of course, it's going to be no overtaking during the safety car queue, so they're going to have to all just keep their positions for now. I'm really not sure how long the safety car is going to last with a sprint race for a Formula 2 session here. Usually it goes for 2 to 3 laps in a Formula 1 race, but with this, we just got about 2 laps left here, so I'm not sure if we're going to have at least maybe 1 more lap of racing if that track is clear. Hopefully the safety car can go in on this lap and we get back to racing, and we have lap 8 and 9 to look forward to here. So Beer still continues to lead, J Sarge in second, Ian now running in third. We got Ace Kings running fourth, Official B2M in fifth. We got Scientist 6th, Lando Bot in 7th, Infamous in 8th, Raw Harvey in 9th, we got Hungry Pigeon in 10th, Bollocks is now 11th, John Banter in 12th, Slayer 13, Frenzy in 14, Josh there in 15, Deacon in 16, Angry Orange, Spooner, Mitzi and Voltex King are out of the race. Alright, so still running on lap 7. We'll be entering into sector 3 pretty shortly here. Let's see, it's a pretty long way around here, so hopefully they've cleared Angry Orange's car off the track and we can get back to racing at least for maybe 2 laps more. Because if it's just going to be 1 lap of racing, that's not going to be ending probably too well. Oh, and there it is. Safety car is in on this lap. We got lap 8 and 9 to look forward to. 2 laps more of racing to go. As safety car is going to head on out into the pits right now. Beer is going to just hold everyone back for just a bit so we can get back to racing after everyone gets across the line. We got a few cars down in the back. Still trying to catch up right now. And alright guys, here we go back to racing. Let's see if Beer is able to keep the lead of the race going all the way to the end. Everyone seems to be getting by pretty well with the restart going here, and no incidents detected so far in the session. Let's have a look what's happening down at the back here with Ace Kings, Official BTM and Scientist there, all running pretty close together as Landobot is chasing down Scientist right now. Let's see if he's able to get by though. He might be trying to go side by side with Scientist here, and let's see, has the inside going on this turn. Let's see who comes out of this one in front. And Landobot takes it into P6. That Scientist down into P7. Quite a few position changes happening. Slayer gaining 1. Infamous, I think, may have gained 1 there as well. And everyone continues on. Hungry Pigeon is very, very close. Oh, he's side by side with Royal Harvey going. And gets by up into P9. Still might be fighting it out here though. Gaps are pretty close out front, but we're just going to keep an eye on how that goes. Bollocks is very close to Royal Harvey, might be trying to get by. He went a bit wide. Bollocks moves up into P10 now. It's going to be chasing down Hungry Pigeon. Not a lot of time left in this race as we're on lap 8 and going here. Ace Kings is very close to ENMC running P3 at the moment. So that's going to be quite a bit of battle happening, or at least he's going to try to have a battle happen there. Beer is trying to veer himself off into the distance. He's 1.4 seconds ahead of J Sarge, who has a penalty. And we got Ian here trying to go side by side with J Sarge right now, trying to take over P2 and seems to have gotten it done. And that's J Sarge down into P3 right now. He's now under threat from Ace Kings, who's taking it on the inside and trying to get a move done. Does get it pretty cleanly done actually, and up into P3 now. J Sarge losing 2 positions within 2 corners and down to P4. We got Scientist is about to move up into P7 if you can get past Infamous there. Let's have a look at what's happening with these two, as they might be switching positions if Scientist is able to get a move up. And no, he is not. He's going to have to hold it in P7 for the time. Oh, good. Might have tapped the wall just a little bit there, so he's going to want to be a bit careful about that. Doesn't seem like he took any damage though. And let's see if he's able to get a position up here. We got J Sarge about to go side by side with Ace Kings there. And let's see if that is happening. Yes, it is. And let's see who's getting out. Ace Kings might be getting out in front in P3. Still holds it there. J Sarge still got to stay in P4 for now. Is under threat from Landobot in P5 right now. And we got official B2M coming just under a second behind there as well. Let's follow on board with Landobot, as we can see Ace King and J Sarge just in front of him. Very close gaps as Ian gets another penalty there. And let's see what's going to happen here, if J Sarge is able to get another position up or not. I think the penalties are going to determine how this ends, because we're going all the way to the finish line with the gaps as close as they are. And let's bring penalties on the screen so you guys can have a look at that. I'm not going to be focused too much on it at the moment, but it will help you to figure out who is going to finish where. We got Ace Kings is about to finish in P2. Ian is going to be moved down to P3 because of that penalty. Beer is going to take the win for the race if all continues as is. He has about 1.9 seconds of a gap out in front. We got J Sarge and Landobot still going at it all the way to the finish line, as we got the Beer going around the final corner right now. And let's have a look at that as he takes the win for the sprint race for the Belgian Grand Prix. We got Ace Kings coming in second. Let's see if he keeps it. And yes, he does. Ian is going to finish there, P3, J Sarge P4, Landobot P5, Infamous 6, official B2M 7, Scientist in 8, Hungry Pigeon in 9, Slayer in 10. We got Josh in 11, Royal Harvey 12. We got Bollocks is taking over 12. Slayer takes 11, Bollocks in 12, Frenzy goes 13, Josh is down to 14, John Banter is 15, and let's see, one more person I did miss there. We're going to have that results come. Deacon in 16. And that is it for the sprint race for, Landobot takes driver of the day on this one. So good job on him for getting that done. Congratulations to Beer for taking their win for this one here. So Bollocks, let's see where he finished. Loading time stinks. Oh, Bollocks finishing 12. Alright, so Beer taking the win and Ian taking fastest lap. Ace Kings finishing in second. Ian actually still getting on the podium and has the fastest lap. P3, J Sarge in P4, Landobot P5, Infamous 6, official B2M in 7. He did win the feature race. Still not a bad job for 7th here. Scientist there in 8, Royal Harvey in 9, Hungry Pigeon in 10. We got the Slayer in 11. And Bollocks there 12, Frenzy in 13, John Banter 14, Josh is 15, Dicona is 16, Angry Orange 17, Spooner 18, Mitzi there 19, and Boltex King Air in 20 position. And that is it, guys, for L2S Formula 2 race for this week. This was round 9 for the Belgian Grand Prix. Join us again next week for the next race. I'm not even sure how much races remaining. I did miss quite a few races with them, but we're gonna have that posted either way. But thank you guys for joining us on for the session. Has been quite an interesting feature race and a sprint race for the afternoon here. So a lot of fun to watch these guys race, but even with that safety car, did make it quite interesting for the final 2 laps. So thank you guys for joining us. I think we should be off for Wednesdays and Thursdays and get back to racing, esports racing back on Friday. Of course, that doesn't limit me streaming something between Wednesday and Thursday, so have a look out for that. But either way, we're gonna get back to some racing on Friday, and we get back to racing on Saturdays as well, and Sunday continuing on, and then go on for the week. I think it's just going to be Wednesdays and Thursdays I'm taking off from esports. Sometimes I might be doing something unplanned. We're not even sure, but we'll have a look at that. Either way, guys, thank you guys for joining us, and that is going to be it for the session.